And Janine in Wilkesboro, at what point do interest rates come back down? Janine in Wilkesboro wants me to look into the crystal ball and tell everyone at what point do rates come back down. Well, we've talked before about the role of the Federal Reserve in managing and making sure that the supply of money and that the system is in balance and that the proper economic indicators are in line as they should be. Subjectively, there's quite a wide range in theories on what that particularly means. But again, one of the tools the Fed can use to correct, and in this particular instance, correct inflation, are increase and decrease interest rates. Secondarily to that affects mortgage rates, not necessarily a 1-to-1 ratio on that, but it does affect mortgage rates. Cost of borrowing goes up for the supplier of money locally, meaning the banks. The cost of borrowing money as a consumer goes up. And so when will rates come back down? The talk right now from professionals, and by professional I mean economists and those who study trends and historical averages and analyze data at a deeper, much, much deeper level than I ever could do or comprehend. Mid-2023 is part of that conversation right now. That could change tomorrow for all I know. But as of right now, mid-2023 is a heavy part of that conversation. That's the projection of, based on historical data, when the rate rising cycle began comparatively to past rate rising cycles, the time frame upon which it will likely go the other direction. And I think that the rise and fall of rates will ultimately have to do with a more simplistic indicator that I tend to focus on, and that is wages and spending. If people make money, then they turn around and spend it. What they spend becomes the wages for somebody else, and that's the circular cycle. If you make money, you spend it. When you spend it, it becomes money earned, wages for somebody else. And so if people stop spending money, okay, well, there is then an increase of supply and the demand is going down. So the cost naturally comes down. In most instances, there are exceptions and outliers to that. And so if the pendulum swings back the other direction of, well, people have stopped spending so much money, we've got such a surplus of goods here, or services or businesses are hurting so much because people aren't spending their money, that is when the grip will loosen and they will have to reverse the equation. They, the Federal Reserve, will have to reverse the pendulum and pump the economy back up by reducing the cost to borrow money, thus allowing people to feel comfortable, confident, consumer confidence to spend more dollars. So at what point will that happen is anybody's guess. I'll be honest with you right now. My bigger concern is, how are people affording to live on a day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month basis right now? Are you paying attention to how much your grocery bill is going up each week when you go to the grocery? Or maybe you go to one of these super mega stores and you buy in bulk and you shop on a monthly basis. But have you noticed how much the bill is going up? If you've got children, if you're single, it's not easy. And so where's the relief going to come there first for people? I think is when we see the indication that will affect interest rates on a loan level down the road with mortgages. So that's what I'm paying attention to. Wages and spending. Are people spending money? And what on a practical basis every day, so groceries being number one, number two being energy costs, those are the two biggest indicators for me as it relates to inflation, and at what point is it stabilizing and hopefully in reality going back down, going to occur. And I don't know whether it will or not. That's a different conversation. So